for Malawi, we have benefited a lot from our technical assistant. That is a community rights and gender platform, strategic initiative, which is supported by Global Fund. In essence, I would like to say that civil society in Malawi, they are now well conversant with Global Fund processes because of the TA that we got from Global Fund through ENASO. We've had a number of capacity building workshops in Malawi where civil society we are capacitated on what is Global Fund really, what does it entail in terms of the processes from the national dialogue, allocation later, the lighting processes, everything else the civil society in Malawi are capacitated. And also we've had the privilege of applying for TA, which we got. Even for now, as we are preparing for new funding model 4, civil societies in Malawi have gotten together. In essence, as Manaso, we are the lead organization, and there's about 8 constituencies comprising of the faith-based organizations. We have a business sector, we have PLHIV, we have CSOs, we have Y+, and we have the youth, and diversity forum, which is key populations. So when we are prepping for the TA, in essence, each and every one of these constituencies had their own TA, which they had submitted to ENASO. But now, I think Global Fund has changed the strategy, which they are using one TA. They're saying, as a country, we don't have to submit different TAs, because I think, in essence, that can create confusion. Now, what has happened is we have consolidated the TA that we had as Malawi. So Manaso, on behalf of all the 8 constituencies, we have submitted one TA, which is in the process. I think it was submitted in December. So we're just waiting for the TA to be approved so that we can start with the processes. And I think I'm confident that we're going to get this TA, and the TA is going to support the civil society engagement, also in civil society priorities, because we usually have a charter, Malawi Civil Society Charter, that we input different priorities to inform the lighting process, and also to including the concept note development.
The experience has been quite amazing. For the last past 5 years, we've been working with the ENASO. We benefited the TA when the country was developing the NFM3. Particularly the TA we received was of supporting the CSOs in consultations, where the CSOs and community groups, more especially the key population, feminine sex workers and MSM, and also the adolescent girls and young women, defining their key priorities that would be advocated to be considered into the grant application for the NFM3. So to that extent, we did do the consultations where they defined those priorities. After defining the priorities, we made sure that those priorities are costed. What does it mean? This means that during the national consultations where the CSOs are invited, you find there are few CSOs that are being invited. But with the support of ENASO through that TA, when we have the community or the CSO priorities defined and costed, we are already prepared. And we understand what is going to be our role when you have the package, when you're engaging, you have few people in the room. So you share the tasks. Let's say you are 3 to 4 CSOs. Then you share the tasks, and you know you're carrying this, and you don't go out of the scope that you're already having. So when it comes to national consultations, we go with that package. It helps us because we are fully equipped. We have those plans, we have the costing, and when it comes to when the national consultations are happening, you find the time is very limited. And then when you don't have that package, it requires you to think big. And then when it comes to costing, when the national consultations, the team that is conducting the national consultation, they're doing the costing, then when you're not ready, you miss out. So, but when you have those costing prepared somewhere, you already advanced what you have. So you're fully equipped, you have the materials, and then it becomes so easier for you to engage. And then from there, you keep on tracking in the writing team, whether what you discussed during the consultation has been taken into consideration. You keep on tracking within the writing team. to see where they don't drop out the community interventions. And then another thing is that with that support, you really have full information, you understand, you've been participating in the whole processes, you're also part of the CCM. When the document is taken to the CCM to be reviewed or endorsed, you also track. You're there like waiting to see whether your part for the CSOs and communities is well captured. If not, you still bring out your package, the one you defined ahead of time prior to the national consultations.
You know, to have an organization that is really here for you, and as civil society giving you the support, you feel really motivated and in a way supported in the work that you're doing, because the global fund processes, it's really big, really like you need to go through one document, another document, you need to like really understand all the process, and at times with all the work that you're doing on the field for your organization and to understand the process of global fund, it's really difficult. But when we came to know about NASO and the TA and how you guys break it down for us to make it much easier for us to understand, that was really great to have that initiative, because for us civil society organization, we needed that. So for me, I would say the experience was really great in terms of how we were approached and how we have been helped by the NASO to give, we were given the support. And now I'm really happy because the TA is taking form from the start, from how to write it with all the elements that we didn't even know, we didn't even understand, how the NASO made us understood that it's important to have X, Y, Z. And in simple terms that even us for Mauritius, we were like, oh, this is a good perspective that we didn't think about. We need to think about this perspective. So yeah, the experience was really great.
NASO has been a big support to us, not only for my organization, but in Ghana. When we were developing the NFM2, Ghana has never had a strategy, CSS strategy. And so the CCM decided to go for a standalone community system strengthening. And one of the conditions of the Global Fund that time was to have a community system strategy that will guide implementation of CSS in the country. So we immediately called on NASO. The CCM contacted me to mobilize that through NASO. So within a week, NASO was able to give us a TA. Within 2 weeks, I think they contacted Global Fund, and so the TA engagement started. And so they brought TA who mobilized civil society, communities, and even government to develop a community system strategy for Ghana. And that helped us to start implementing a standalone CSS up to today. So for NFM3, the strategy was reviewed by WAPCAS, and then now with CHAG. And so that is the first thing that they did. And also NASO gave us a TA directly to mobilize young people living with HIV to make input into the NFM3 strategy. And that was a very short TA, but it has made a lot of impact because we're able to mobilize and come out with their priorities that was put in the NFM3 interventions. Even though it came a bit late, we were able to make some impact and include some of their needs into the NFM3 strategy.